Good morning. Good morning. One moment. There we go. Good morning, everyone. Say good morning to each other. Take a moment. We think we cannot bring about world peace, but think of this. Each person creating peace in themselves and with those around them can only eventually bring peace to the world. Be mindful of practicing peace wherever and whenever you can. Peace is possible. It begins with you in your own home, in your relationships, and then it ripples. Good morning, everybody. So great to see everybody here. Hags and James and Free and Satter and Sandy and Jolie and Cleanie and Deb. And there's Lefty this morning. And Nerdy and Kim and Penny and Cleanie again. Good morning. It's tea with Pops time. I see Exception out there. I see Dee Anderson. I see Grady. Good morning, everybody. There's Jesus Christ. I can see him all the way in Australia. Good morning. Oh, let me turn another light on. Hold on. We've been up and at it this morning. We've been up and at it already this morning. Let's see. Let's give some stuff away today. We're going to give that away. Wait. We're going to give that little package away. We're going to give that package away. We're going to give that package away. Who heard about the kid in Massachusetts? Kid in Massachusetts that, I think it was last weekend, got big bust, big mushroom bust. Anybody hear about that? Some of you did because you sent me it on my IG page. You sent me the news. Do you remember that? You guys remember that guy? Give me 5 people that remember the guy, and it's not that long ago, it was just last week, right? $8.1 million worth, they said. Was it Connecticut? It certainly wasn't North Carolina. Help me. I thought it was Massachusetts. Wasn't it Massachusetts? Are you guys saying it was Connecticut? Is that where he was? I thought he was in Mass. Not Mass. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's over there. Laura's setting me straight. Now R&R saying it was Burlington, North Carolina. I think that's a different one. Give me 1 second. I don't need to go look it up. It doesn't matter. Jolie says it was Connecticut. It was Connecticut or Massachusetts or somewhere over there. Okay? According to what I read, James, good morning, James. You guys know James is here. Yay! According to what I read, there was a like $8.1 million bust, they called it. My first question becomes, and I'm not trying to be defensive here, I have to think about this because you guys know what my position is. Higgs, how subjective is the number that they attach to it? How subjective? is the number. Who decides how much it was worth? What's the market value on something like that? You know what I'm talking about? Now, obviously, it's a really big amount because you can't put yourself in the millions. Alan thinks they're even weighing the substrate and everything. I think they probably are. I think they probably have, but that really isn't my point. That isn't going to be my point here. Kim says it's whatever they say it is. That's exactly right. It's whatever they say it is. Even if Alan's saying, let's take it down to 120K, that's still a lot of money. The kid had a pretty darn big operation going there. I saw a couple of pictures. It looked dirty. The whole situation looked unclean. Septic. You know what I mean? It just did. It didn't look like a high-end operation. My thinking is, oh, he was really young, Marmars. Just, I think, 21-year-old kid. And I'm kind of glad. He was hustling. He was working. My question to you guys is, when you're doing that, you're 21 years old and you're busting it out like that, how much is he giving away? How much was he doing it for the purpose of teaching, rippling, and helping people heal? And how much was he doing it for, we're just guessing because we don't know, how much was he doing it for the profit? How much was he doing, what 21-year-old kid hustling like that is doing it for anything less? We're making assumptions, Herb, for sure. We're just talking. Actually, we're not. We're just talking. We're just talking. I'm just asking you to do some thinking. My guess is there wasn't a lot of discretion going on either there. These are assumptions, guesses. My guess is he pissed somebody off. Maybe more than one. My guess is that the energy wasn't right. My guess is you probably shouldn't be doing $8.1 million worth of mushroom business in your house if it's still legal in your state. That's my guess. My guess is he didn't insulate himself from some of the options some of the things that could happen to him. And I'm just asking us to look at that, and I'm not picking on that man. I'm not trying to gossip or have, as Herbie says, make these gross assumptions. I don't think they're gross assumptions. It's loose business. We're loose. Look at us. He didn't have a page doing 19,000 people telling everybody what he's doing. We do, but it comes across different. I want you guys to see that it's for different reasons. And gosh darn it, yeah, once in a while, yeah, there's a little bit of money crosses hands here, but it turns around and goes right back out. Ask a few of you here who have been sending us requests. I'm not quite together right now, Pops, but I need don't send me your address. We'll figure it out. That's still something I've told people. Send me your address. We'll figure it out. I cannot emphasize enough how easy it is to take this mushroom business and turn it into profit. That is exactly the opposite of why they're growing. It is the exact opposite. I feel bad having these conversations out loud, and then I have a website selling stuff. The stuff we sell is highest end quality you could possibly find for the lowest possible prices you could find, and it all gets turned around and put right back in so we can grow. Listen to this. This is a flex I did last night with somebody. It was my partner, friend. Who else has written a book? Who else has taught 200 students in his own lab? Who else has their own podcast? Who else has their own website? Who else is helping some people come up? The resume's getting pretty good. The resume's getting pretty good. Who else could be monetizing YouTube right now at maybe close to $3,000 a month? In the old pockety-wockety. I know you do, Kim. That's why things are working out. I'm not saying it for a pat on my back from you guys. I'm not. I'm telling you guys, you want to go the route of the $8.1 million guy? You can. You're going to end up in a pretty bad place. Did you see how much his bail was? Did you see how much his bail was? $250,000 cash bond. Where's the market for that? I want people, $250,000. I want people to not be doing mushrooms. If there's a little bit of money transferring hands, we should probably know that we're giving it to the right people for the right reasons and getting the right stuff back. Please. Please. That's about all I have to say about that. I think people need to give more away. And people need to be, I'll tell you right now, this is a fact. They take grab pops, I'm off, boop, I'm off. Well, my bail won't be that high because I'm not pushing that envelope. I'm not running an $8.1 million operation. I'm not. So we put a little bit of money in an escrow account just in case Pops goes down. Miss Rose can pick him out of there and it doesn't cost anybody anything. It's my own money. But you know what I'd probably end up doing? Do you guys know what, you guys know in American jurisprudence, the term jury nullification? Happened with O.J. Simpson. Everyone knew he was guilty, but the jury couldn't do it, couldn't push the button. They identified with him, so they didn't push the button. They'd been set up by police before, and they'd been this and they had been called the N-word, so they couldn't push the button on the guy. Everyone knew he was guilty. That's called jury nullification. When the jury knows you're guilty, but they can't push the button on you. I'm counting on that. I'm saving some of these letters you guys write to me. I'm not really, but I could. I'd like to read some of the letters that we write to each other, to the jury. James? I would like to read some of these "It's Changed My Life" stories and watch juror number 4 cry. Nudge juror number 5 and say, we can't send this guy away. He's not doing it for money. We'd call the entire T community as character witnesses. Kimberly would have a billboard, free pops. And that's why I'm not that afraid, because we want to always be doing the right thing for the right reasons. Am I right, Kim? Kim's got a billboard. I love it. So I'm not that worried, as long as I keep my nose clean. And you know how easy it is to slippy dippy? You know how easy it is to look over your account and go, man, there's an extra $100 in there and I want to buy a TV today. That's not your money, Pops. That's not yours. That belongs to that situation. Oh, it'd be so easy to pick up an extra $3,000 a month if I just monetized YouTube. That's not your money, Pops. You start picking that up. Sir, we have a... Who agrees with me? Who knows what I'm saying is true? Not just for me, but for yourself. Who agrees? Wait till the juror number 6 sees that we have a nonprofit organization going, and then we turn around and we put all that money back. Prison tea time. I would. I definitely would. I'd say, inmates, gather around. And this is why I'm not bragging. I'm asking us. When I say these things in front of you guys, I have to be accountable for them. You don't get to see me pull up in a Jaguar anymore. Sorry. If Pop pulls up in a Jaguar, you guys get to say, Pops, you're not practicing what you preach. As long as I'm driving my Rolls Canardly, as long as I'm putting in my time here and in the rooms and spending and giving, Woz would be a 23-hour tea class. My Cadillac is a 2010. I think a 2009. Thing's 14 years old. You're still going to say Cadillac, but it's 14 years old. I'm so proud of it now. Remember yesterday I was telling you I'm a car freak? Ego. I drive a Cadillac Canardly. Okay? I had to put $1,300 into it just to drive to Mushfest. $1,300 mechanic bill because I hadn't done anything in it forever. I'm like, go through the whole thing, fix it all. I don't care what it's going to cost. I need to get there back safe. That'll be $1,300, sir. I'm going, what? It's what? But it's better than a car bill. Jaguar Twins 7-speed. And then there's the who's driving the white Ford Escape? Mushfest was awesome. There were a ton of like Jaguars in the driveway. Over the years, I've given Brock can drive. Brock literally is good enough with all his limitations. I don't know how he's done it. I don't know who he paid off, but he comes home with driver's licenses. After going, he has to get driven around and say, turn left, look over your left shoulder, sir. I can't look over my left shoulder. It's broken. Okay, well, look in the rear view. Brock can drive. I mean, legally. Can he really drive? Hell no. How they gave that kid a driver's license, I'll never know in a million years. And he wants to drive really bad. He wants to be a race car driver like his pops. Okay? He's a disaster. In college, I'm buying a new car. I have this, what was it? An S10, Chevy S10 pickup. I'll give Brock the Chevy S10 so he could drive himself to and from school. School's only about 3 miles away. Like 2 straight and 1 left, and he's there. I'm like, he can turn left, no problem. Okay? He'll have no problem turning left. About the 3rd week, I get a phone call. Pops, I'm at and it was some towing station, some tow yard. I need somebody to pick me up. I get to the tow yard, and my red truck is a ball. There's no doors. You can't find a door. There's no window. It's literally a ball of metal. If you peek through where it used to be a window and you look on the floorboard, you see 2 tennis shoes. There's 2 tennis shoes. I go into the tow office. There's Brock sitting in a chair, barefoot. Not a scratch on him. Not a scratch on him. The accident rolled. How do the shoes always come off? His 2 tennis, and I said, did you drive it? No, they were on when I was driving, Pops. That was car number 1. God still had plans for him. That was car number 1. How about the little red BMW I gave him? Cute little red BMW. Oh, this is going to be fun. 3 weeks later, that one's a rolled up ball of metal. Mind you, he's on my insurance. Brock, are you here? I'm telling him about our car accidents.
What?
About your car accidents.
Oh, man.
I'm ratting you out. I'm telling him about the time the one accident blew your shoes off. Like, I look inside the car, there's your shoes. What do we have, 3 accidents?
Oh, man, I've had a BMW accident.
The Chevy S10.
I've had Grandma's car
accident.
I've had a truck accident. Oh, I crashed. That's right, the truck.
Yeah.
Woo, the truck.
Yeah, that's the one where I found the shoes in
That's
there.
right.
There you go.
I crawled. I flipped over because it was a 2-way stop, not a 4-way stop. My bad. And so I got hit, T-bone, flipped over. And all I could think of when I came to was I heard I heard people go, oh gosh, there's fuel, gasoline coming out of the truck. And I'm like, oh, I gotta crawl. No one helped me, but I crawled out of the truck onto the side of the road, onto the grass, and that's where I passed out.
You're not rolling or
No,
anything
I was
like that?
crawling. I was marine crawling my way.
Barefooted.
Oh, man.
Yeah, some people aren't supposed to drive. Okay? I know of at least 3 cars that I've given him, and I think he had another one in Colorado. A big truck. After that, he started driving, like, GMC Suburbans. Right? Do you remember that? You were calling them tanks or something?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He would only drive tanks.
Big old truck.
Okay? And like, tossers, too. It's like, this car costs how much? Pops, can you send me $700? I need to get a new tank. I'm like, okay. What year is it? It's a 1953. I go, perfect. Yeah, that's perfect for you. In the meantime, Brock hasn't driven in 3 or 4 years. He's like, he finally figured it out. And he decided he doesn't need to drive. Between Uber and Popper and people like Badgie who will pick him up and take him places. And that was so kind of Badgie. Badgie, such a good guy. Anyways, I don't know why I got carried away on that conversation there, but no, we put Brock in anti-drive mode, okay? And he loves it. A few weeks ago, I'm like, hey, you want to like drive? Nah, I'm good. I don't really need to drive. And I'll do like emergency drive if you fall asleep on the way home from Tennessee, but that'd be about it. So, he needs a Bradley Fruit Carrier. I know, Badgie is such a good guy. He's got the most beautiful soul. You'd think he's an old curmudgeon sometimes. Sometimes he wants you to think he's like, he's mean. And he's not. Sometimes Badgie wants you to run the rough and cruff and you can't see inside. Badgie, you're an egg. You're as soft as possible on the inside and don't try to fake anybody out. Okay? Stop it. Let's do a giveaway. True, false. No. I'm going to do a different one. Veterans only. He's grumpy. Carlotta says, well, at least he's grumpy. No, he's not grumpy. It's an act. Okay? It's an act. CCS wants to be a curmudgeon. Okay? Sandy, the act doesn't work on me. It did the first time I met him. I was like, oh, am I supposed to be super friendly with him or am I supposed to be standoffish? And then I was like, I'm just going for it. Okay? This is some bullshit. Let's do veterans only. You ready? You can only participate in this. Not a veterinarian, Jesus Christ, a veteran. You can only participate in this giveaway if you've been a veteran. You've served in the United States Armed Forces. Okay? So if you have, we're going to do numbers 1 through 50. Let's see how many vets we have here. Go. There won't be very many. We better hear from Shy Introvert and Badgie. Okay? Come on, vets. CCS is a vet. CCS, give me 2 more numbers. Give me some more numbers. The Waz is a vet. Congratulations, Waz. Thank you. Hey, everybody that's giving numbers, we should be thanking for their service. Jimmy Key is a vet. None of those numbers are correct. CCS, let's keep going. I'm going to, it's down. Go. It's numbers between 1 and 20, vets. Numbers 1 and 20. 1 and 20. I'm taking it down to 1 and 3. You guys got to get it now. Go. Give me numbers between 1 and 20. We only have 3 or 4 vets here. Mr. Kim, no, you can't get a 69s. Don't count. Come on, vets. Give me some numbers. We don't see how few vets there are here. Okay. Jimmy Key's coming back with some numbers. That's not it, Jimmy. But you're in the ballpark. Okay, Waz is coming in there. CCS and Arcade Chaos. And then Herbie Von Werby Kabop. Okay, no. Come on, keep bringing me numbers between 1. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Herbie Von Werby Kabop hit the 8. Herbie hit the 8. Wait a minute. Go on now. There we go. An 8 it was. Okay? Herbie, real quick, what service were you in? Give us an idea of your service. Herb, I'm guessing Navy. Knowing you, I'm guessing Navy. Squid. I'm guessing Navy. What do you think? Herbie was in the Navy, I'm going to say in the year 1995. Okay? I would say Herbie says, yep, I was in the Navy. Yep, I was a squid. Oh, he was Army National Guard. Okay. I'm going to guess 1995, Herbie. What do you think? National Guard. That counts. And he was a quartermaster in the U.S. Army. No, Sandy, I'm not Navy. No. Marines are like a little teeny department of the Navy, but we have nothing to do with them. Okay? Oh. Herbie Von Wordy Kebab. Hold on one second. Marines are part of the Navy, but traditionally, Marines and Navy hate each other, so I keep the tradition going. I keep it alive. All right? Traditionally, Marines think we're better than the Navy, and the Navy think they're better than the Marines. The Navy thinks, oh, if it weren't for us, you wouldn't be here. And we're like, if it weren't for us, you wouldn't be here. So it goes back and forth. All right? And it's really stupid and it's fun. And it's the first bar fight I've ever been in. Okay? First bar fight I've ever been in was when I got out of boot camp, and they have you all pumped up. Who wants to see this? Who wants to see this? Here's a quickie for you. CCS was your first bar fight too? You guys remember me mentioning Little Brock and his Marine mom? Little Brocky. And his Marine mom. Happy Veterans Day. Isn't that a great picture? This is at the Long Beach Naval Hospital. That's the hospital behind us. This maybe, Brock's probably, I don't know, 10 months old there. Oh, Penny, she was a pretty girl. No question about it. Yep, and a good girl. Good mom. What about this one? How about this one here? This is the Marine Corps birthday. Today is actually the Marine Corps birthday. November 10th is considered the Marine Corps birthday, and November 11th is Veterans Day. Every year, whatever base you're on, they have a ball, like a dance. And the Marines get dressed up in their dress blues, and they invite their best girl to the dance. Okay? Well, this is the Marine Corps ball in 1981. Which one's Pops? Which one is Pops? Is this okay? I'll show you guys my veteran pictures. Mizu, that's nice of you. Well, I'm not the tall string bean. Okay? I'm not the tall string bean. This one right here is Pops. The one at the very end. You don't say the short one. There was one guy shorter than me. Okay? This is Pops right over here. Big ears to the left. Shut up, RX. Get out of here. Okay? So that's us looking good for the night, baby. Okay? Oh, I was doing stuff behind the scenes that nobody even knew about. All right? Wait a minute. Give you guys another picture here. Can I get another picture? Let's see. One second. Just if it's here. I won't belabor the point. Where is it? Well, it's okay. I'll just show you this one then. This was the summer before I went into the Marine Corps. This was the summer before I went into the service. This photo gallery doesn't have a lot of my photos, but this is the picture of Pops. Before I went into the service, and that's my Pops. So then they took me and turned me into a Marine. At this point, I was like just a college goofball. I played rugby. I was a big rugby player. But then that's Eves right there. A little memory lane, huh? A little memory lane action there. You remember me at that age, don't you, Hags? Remember when we looked like that? Remember, Hagsy? Yep, you remember. You were there. You and I are like this. Okay? Let's do a giveaway. Oh, Herbie, for you, what you won, we're going to send Herbie ODPE. I know, it's right out of gym class, Eggs. ODPE. This weighs a little over 3 grams, just one fruit. And we're also going to send you 2 LCs. So 2 LCs and about 3 grams of ODPE. We're going to be sending that to Herbie Von Werby, the veteran kebab. Okay? Let's do another quick giveaway while we're talking. True, false. Give me the first. Okay, I'm gonna read 3 statements. You're gonna tell me if they're true or if they're false. Before I do that, did you guys enjoy me showing you those pictures? How about that one of Brock as a little baby? That was pretty cute. And then you guys didn't know Pops looked that handsome in his uniform, did you, girls? Girls only. Tell Pops how handsome he was. Okay, there was a throwback. All right? All right? You guys got to tell Pops, woohoo! And we were looking pretty buff back then, too. You know what I'm talking about? The old 6-pack action and everything. Yeah. Okay. I was ripped. It was the best shape of my life. Except when I turned 40 and I started race car driving, I hired a trainer. First time in my life I hired a trainer. I said, I need to be in the best shape of any of the other guys. Because I'm not gonna beat them on, youth. But if I can be in better shape. So I outshaped a few guys. And we came in 3rd that year. True, false. Summer, thank you. I'm going to read to you 3 statements. And after those, you're going to tell me if they're true or they're false. Okay, here we go. One country in the world has over 800 languages. True or false? It never snows in Hawaii. True or false? Indonesia is the world's largest producer of coconuts. True or false? Go. Where are we at? I'm glad Amanda's back too. Yay, Amanda. Okay, I've got 3 correct answers here. I've got 3 correct answers. We have the first, I'll tell you who won here in a minute. Okay, I'm going to read you the answers. One country has over 800 languages. True or false? It's true. Approximately 840 living languages are spoken in Papua New Guinea. 840 languages going on in that country. It's like you don't even know what your next door neighbor speaks. It's like I'm not sure if my next door neighbor speaks the same language I speak. Number 2, it never rains in Hawaii. No, it never snows in Hawaii. False. Several of Hawaii's volcanoes are high enough in elevation that they have snow in winter. I would have probably said false. I'm true on that one. I didn't think there was snow in Hawaii. That's a good one. And then third one. Indonesia is the world's largest producer of coconuts. True. Indonesia generates more coconuts than any other country in the world. True. So we had 3 people that got that correct. Okay? This is who they are. We had Anthony Thornton. Anthony Thornton got it correct. So we're going to go ahead and say Anthony Thornton, you're number 1. We got another Anthony that's a smart guy today too. Anthony Hunt. Anthony Hunt, we're going to put you in the number 2 slot. Anthony Hunt. And Exception. Exception also said the correct answers. Exception, we're going to assign you the 3 slot. Okay? Holly, I'm just going with the first 3 I saw on my screen. Okay? And that was the first 3 I saw. So here we go. It's looking like a number 2. That's looking like an Anthony Thornton to me. Anthony Thornton. And good job. Anthony, are you using LC right now? If I sent you liquid culture, would you use it? Yes or no? Is Anthony Thornton growing? Are you using LC right now? Perfect. Sounds good. We're going to send you 2. Now, these are coming from the site. These are coming from Sandman. We're going to send you 2 LCs and your own fruit. Okay? So you're getting the 2 LCs and this fruit. This one, believe it or not, weighs a little bit. Let's see what it weighs. There it is. Okay. So you got a 3-grammer there and a couple of LCs. Now this one was, just so we see, this was Herbie's. Oh, Herbie's was even a little bit bigger. Okay. Jimmy Key, the website is the DetroitMushLab.net. And you'll find all kinds of good stuff over there. Okay. So, Anthony, I need your address at the DetroitMushLab.net, and I'll mail this out to you right away. 4 people won prizes yesterday. 4 people won prizes yesterday. Only 2 of them sent me their address. That was what I'm saying to the 2 of you that didn't send me your address. And my inventory counter likes it because it went back. Too late. Don't try sending me any information today. Okay? Too late. Next point of business. I'm doing my best to train you guys. I really am. Some of you are trainable. Some of you just flat out don't want to be trained. Okay. Okay. Next order of business. Next order of business. Now, the 2 of you that didn't send me your address yesterday, Alan, I'm being a address Nazi. The 2 of you that didn't send your address yesterday, I'll give you one more day. I'll give you today to send it to me. Will you please? Please? Please let me give this to you? Please? You know who you are. I really want to send this to you. Will you please give me one more chance? Just today. If you could please send me your address today. There's 2 of you that... Please give me one more chance. Okay. No soup for you. Give me one more chance. I love you guys. Thanks for putting up with me being mean. 85 people, 55 likes. We can do better. Okay? Please give me a chance to just give it away. I told you guys this one once before. I told you this rando facto once before, but it needs revisiting. It needs revisiting. Who's saying good morning to us? Two Hawks. Good morning, Two Hawks. Okay. So, the two of you, come on. You got one more chance. Get me your addresses. And don't make Pops be mean. I told you guys this one before. What part of, let me ask a question. What part of an animal, a dead animal, attracts flies the most? Guess. There's basically two areas. Okay, I'm not saying it's in pieces. It's a whole animal laying there. Greenie says the butt, and D. Anderson says the mouth. Both of those are correct. That's absolutely correct. You have a dead animal laying there on the side of the road. First thing that the fly goes for is its anal orifice. It'll also start going around the mouth, but first thing it does, it can get to the old anal orifice. Well, first of all, I didn't know that, but it seems to be an access point, okay? Well, there's a plant out there. There's a plant in our ecosystem. I don't know the name of it, but there's a plant that imitates the anus of a dead animal so it can attract flies for pollination. I'm a plant. I'm supposed to be this beautiful rose, like this beautiful flower, but I look like an anus. There's others. Do you guys like gardening? Who likes gardening? I love gardening. I love dirt in my fingers. I hate oil and grease. Hate it. Sawdust to make for cabinetry and stuff, love. Dirt, compost, love gardening. Has anybody ever had their own garden? When I was 10, 11 years old, I was reading about the Pilgrims, okay? I was reading about the Pilgrims and how the Indians taught them to grow corn. And I remember my mom was such a good mom. She had a weird kid. I was like this little weirdo, kind of a brain, like I'm reading stories, like I want to try that. So I'm trying to figure out, I'm reading the Indians teaching the Pilgrims how to grow corn. What they would do is you'd make a small hole, you'd drop your corn grain in there and a fish head. You'd put a fish head in there and cover it up, and the fish head obviously is its fertilizer. I tell my mom this, and I want to try it myself. We went down to the fish store, my mom, and she asks the fishmonger, the butcher fishmonger, do you have any old fish heads that we can buy from you? So here I am, an urban kid in the middle of Santa Monica, and I had 12 corn stalks growing in this one little section. We came home with 12 fish heads, just enough to put a little fish head in each hole and grow my own corn. Well, anyone that grows corn knows that just 12 isn't really going to get you very far because they have to cross-pollinate each other. And so when you only have 12 spindly little fellows, you're not going to get much. But you don't know that when you're a kid and you're not a farmer. You're an urban fertilizer guy. But I've been attracted to gardening all my life. Quick backstory. My grandfather in the 20s lived here in Detroit, the Detroit area. St. Clair Shores. He was one of the biggest, largest landscapers of his time. Had crews, had trucks, and the rich mansions that were going up in the Detroit area, a lot of money was going through Detroit in the 20s and 30s, well, 10s and 20s and 30s through Ford and all of the Ford executives and all of those guys, right? My grandfather owned a landscaping business, and they did quite well. My dad was born with just a little bit of money, a little, maybe a small silver spoon. And the Depression hit, 1929. 1929, the Depression hits, and the last guy in the world you care about paying the bill is your landscaping bill. It's the last thing. So his company goes belly up. He ends up bankrupt. He piles all the kids. He has 7 kids, including my dad. Piles all of them into the jalopy. Looks just like the Beverly Hillbilly truck. It's got a chair and everything stuck to the back of the truck, and drives to the promised golden land. Let's go to Hollywood, California. And he moved to Hollywood, right outside of Hollywood, Culver City, if you know it. And he went to work at the studios as a greensman. Well, back in the 20s and 30s, when they were making movies, and they wanted to do a Tarzan movie or something, they didn't actually go out and do a Tarzan movie in the jungle. They brought the jungle to the set. They'd bring and put up all the green stuff in the background and all of the greenery and anything that made it look wild and set stuff. My grandfather was one of those guys. Okay? So he's a set maker, but more with the landscaping of sets. 3 boys in my dad's family. My dad, at one point, he was like, maybe my kids can become little movie stars. So he brings his children, his 3 boys, to work with him one day. Looking honestly, maybe he gets spotted by somebody, maybe they spot my dad. And then my dad, my uncle, 2 of them. Do you guys know the movie Boys Town? Boys Town with Spencer Tracy. Give me a thumbs up if you've heard of Boys Town with Spencer Tracy. I think he's playing a priest, and he's running like a little juvenile delinquent camp of boys, right? And he's got to turn Mickey Rooney around. Mickey Rooney's a bad kid. By the end of the movie, Mickey Rooney's like almost a priest again. My dad's in that movie. My dad and my uncle. There are a couple of the kids in the dormitory and in the background and in the classrooms and stuff. They had to go out and hire a bunch of extras, little boys. So our claim to fame in my family is my dad was in Boys Town. Okay? So whenever I miss Pops, it's like you see him for like 3 seconds, it goes by, right? There he went. All of us we'd sit around every Christmas and watch Boys Town so we could see our dad flush. There he went. And when it got really cool, Anthony, is when you could finally put it on pause. One year we finally got a deal where put it on pause and we could all, there he is. Oh, funny stories. Why'd I talk about gardening? We've had gardening in my life, in my family. It's nature in my family. My grandfather, my dad was a hell of a gardener. We had beautiful lawns, and growing up, he knew every plant there was. Oh, that's an azalea. That's a hydrangea. That's a goobelstubel. And they just knew everything there was with horticulture and plants. Gardening. What's the oldest tended living garden in the world? This same garden has been, it is the most consistently tended garden in history. How old do you think it is? How many years? How many years? The oldest tended garden in the world. Still being tended to this day. Well, it's not in Culver City, California at my house. Okay? It's located in Suzhou, China. Suzhou, China. It holds the world's oldest consistently tended garden title. It is over 973 years old. Can you imagine a garden 973 years old? We've been gardening the same garden. Handed down generation after generation. My pops to your pops to that pops. 900, that is really cool. I love that statistic. Wasabi. Do any of you guys like what do they call it? Japanese, the sushi. Sushi. Who likes sushi? I remember for about 5 years I wouldn't go to sushi bars. I wouldn't, no, I'm not eating raw fish. God, I don't like fish to begin with. Finally, just maybe 10 years ago, I think it was Miss Rose. She finally talks me into we can go to a sushi. I'll break down and I'll go to a sushi bar. I thought I was going to throw up the whole time I went there. I'm like, oh, it's going to be terrible. I freaking loved the sushi bar. I really liked it. I was like, wow, I like this. My favorite thing is the spring roll. The rolled up little avocado and rice, and then there's some meat, and there's some fish in there. Cool, I love a spring roll. You know what I ended up really liking was the raw tuna, the real thin sliced tuna. But you know what I found? I really liked the wasabi. Now, boba doesn't do anything for me. But wasabi's that little dip that if you're in your sushi and you take it, you dip it into the wasabi and it's hot. It's spicy. And at first you're like, oh, and then you're kind of like, ooh, I want more. I like wasabi. It's one of the hardest plants in the world to grow. I didn't know this, Bill. It's one of the hardest plants in the world to grow. In order to be cultivated well, it needs cold, pure running water. In addition to that, it takes over a year for it to mature. Over a year. If there's too much humidity or the wrong nutrient composition, the entire crop will be wiped out. Humidity? Is this something we can grow at home? Pure cold running water and humidity. Where do you get those two together? In case of a global disaster, say we have to restart the world. I love wasabi, Deb. I really do. I like the taste of wasabi. Global catastrophe. You guys have seen the movies. You played the games, the video games. They have video games where it's like the end of the world and it's apocalypse and there's little bands of people coming, and they're fighting and they're coming back and I'm fighting you over the gas and you're fighting me over the electrical station, and you know what I'm talking about? When the world ends, but there's about 7 of us left, and we got to pop out, and we got to like, okay, we got to start it over again. You know, there's a plan, Mizu. There's a plan for starting over again. I didn't know that. In Norway, they have created, there's a mountain on a Norwegian island of Spitsbergen. There's a mountain on a Norwegian island of Spitsbergen. That mountain houses the global seed vault. We have gathered over 850,000 different kinds of seeds and stored them in the global seed vault in case there's a global disaster. How about a spore vault? Should there be a spore vault? Or does the seed vault include spores? B. Hendricks, 850,000 seems like a lot, isn't it? I propose that we should have a spore vault. Two Hawks knows the guy that put the most seeds there. That's interesting. There's one more thing we're going to talk about. It's our buddy in Australia, Jesus Christ. I think we should have a spore vault. We really should. If there isn't one, we should have one. How about Australia? How about Australia? Who grows the most opium in the world? Afghanistan's got to be. Pakistan for sure. Uzbekistan perhaps. Maybe India. Australia grows poppies in farms, and it supplies the legal opium used around the world to manufacture morphine and other painkillers. See, Jesus says it's for medical use. Australia's the one out there growing all of that opium poppies, turning it into morphine for you and me. Thank you, JC. Poppy farmers are having fights. Australian poppy farmers are having a problem. The little wallabies in town come running to the garden, they eat their poppies, they get high, and then they run around in circles. A little wallaby, like, hey, let's go get some opium. What do you think? I don't know, man. I'm overdone. I feel like I've overdone it. What about you? No. What's with our animals? Know where to go, don't they? And I'm going to end with this one. This one's kind of hard to believe, but it's true. It's kind of hard to believe, but it's true. Thompson and Morgan, a UK-based horticulture company, has developed a plant that grows cherry tomatoes and potatoes. One plant, it grows cherry tomatoes and potatoes. It was developed in Canada, and it's called the ketchup and fries plant. The ketchup and fries. One plant, you get your fries off of it, and you get your ketchup off of it. It's called a ketchup and fries plant, and it can be bought in Canadian Costco retailers and even at some independent garden centers. The ketchup and fries plant. So now, after reading this, I want to grow a ketchup and fry plant, and I want to grow wasabi. Good morning, Cameron. We see a new guy here named Cameron. Good morning, Cameron. I'm going to do one reading and let you guys go. Okay? Kitty's like, I call BS. It's the ketchup and fries plant, and it's at the Canadian Costco. All right? So don't call BS. Let's just go shopping. Cameron, we throw chocolate donuts at your first day here. If you're wondering why everyone's throwing a donut at you, it's because we want you to have a donut and save the rest. All right, we're going to do one reading. Have we had a good week? I feel like we've had an amazing week. Let's remember why we do this. Let's remember why we do this. We do this to grow, reap personal benefits. You know, the discipline of just being here every day. Having a community of people we say hi to. Back to Brock for a moment. 2 years ago, not a friend in the world. Today, look at how you guys act when you know he's going to be there. You've made him a different human being. You've made him, here, where is it? Right there. He's outside, he's doing stuff, you guys and your companionship to him and to others, to each other, have made each other different human beings. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget. And then carry this after our 9 to 9:15 time, when we're done, 10:15. Carry it to your family and to your friends and to your coworkers. Off the merry-go-round. Do any of us have brains that sometimes it's really hard to just turn them off? Back in when I was in AA, we used to call it stinking thinking. You'd get into a rhythm of stinking thinking. And you knew you were. You knew your thinking's off. This isn't healthy what my brain's doing right now. And we can still do that, but the healthier we get, the quicker we spot it and we move through it. I didn't say we pretend it didn't happen. We have to move through it. But we can move through it super duper fast. Faster than fast, the more we practice. Overthinking. I like that term because it covers a lot of stuff. I was watching a TV show not that long ago, creepy, weird couple of these young kids. It was one of those married abroad shows. And this one kid, he's like 22, 23 years old, an American kid. And he's got a Filipino girlfriend. They've met online, but they've never met in person. They have phones. This is a true story. They literally would talk to each other all day long on their phones, to the point of even when they were going to the bathroom. One would be in the bathroom, the other, oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm in the bathroom. Don't worry, I'm right here. They'd put their phone up on a tripod and stare at each other sleeping. I gotta watch you sleep. And when I wake up, if I don't see you sleeping, I think you're running around somewhere with some other girl. The Filipino girl was the one that was like really crazy. Their level of jealousy towards each other And are you talking to anybody else was so dysfunctional that you're just going, I can't believe two humans are acting like this. And what they would tell each other is, we're not jealous, we're just overthinkers. I'm just overthinking. Somewhere along the line, we've come up with this overthinker phrase to cover a multitude of stuff. I'm overthinking it. You mean you're being a jealous idiot? You mean you're being a greedy ass? You mean you're being an anxious butt? You mean you're being a depressed loser? No, I'm just overthinking. I call BS on that word. Overthinking is an annoying reflex of being human. Often in overanalyzing a problem or replaying what to say or what to do, I feel like a cow shooing a fly that will never go away. We all do this. No one is exempt. Feeling insecure, I can endlessly repeat the things that should make me feel solid about myself. And all the while, my esteem can continue to unravel. What is there to do? I'm reminded of Einstein's insight. Do you remember what Einstein said? Einstein said that the manner of thinking that creates a problem cannot be the means by which to solve it. So the thinking that created the problem cannot be the way to solve it. That's basic. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result, that's pretty close to insanity. But I'm doing it. You're overthinking again. In simple terms, when spinning out the only thing to do, hard as it seems, is to get off the mental merry-go-round. This is truly where faith comes in. Your faith in yourself and your ability to just quickly move through this. I have a lot of faith in myself right now. Even when I catch myself gossiping, I stop real quick. I have faith that if I find myself doing something, I can stop very quickly and get off. I claim that ability. In truth, no amount of thinking about yourself will give you that confidence. Sit around thinking, that's not going to give you confidence. Just like no amount of thinking about the sun is going to warm you. I'm on my couch, I got a blanket on, I'm in the middle of a depression. I'm thinking about the sun. Am I going to get warm? How am I going to get warm? If I'm wrapped up in a blanket, laying on my couch in a depressed fugue, how can I change that? Kim, you got to get up and get outside. You got to get up and go for a walk. Because no amount of laying there and thinking about it's going to make it even better. You just got to get off the merry-go-round. And yet, do we really do that? Some of us are still been on that same couch for years now. No amount of thinking about love, thinking, will make you lovable. What's going to make you lovable? Your actions. Why will someone want to be around you? Oh, I want to be around you because you're a depressed fugue laying on your couch. I want to be around you because you take walks and you show me how to take deep breaths. Confidence and love and the light of the world wait on our actions, not our thinking. Let's do a final giveaway. This is going to be a big one. I'm giving away about a half ounce. Let's give away a half ounce. Close. Okay? Thank you for listening to me this week. Stop thinking so much and start doing a few things. This overthinking stuff, it's hard to overdo stuff. I'm not saying you can't, but it's harder. $3.99. 3.99. Let's go there. So that's all. That's up 4, close to 4, and we have another 3.5 in here. This is going to be some ODPE. That's a heck of a nice fruit. And then there's another 3.5 in here. This one actually weighs more than this. Ghost ODPE. Okay. Let's give it away. You don't have to be a veteran to play. Go. We're doing numbers 1 through 50. Numbers 1 through 50, you can do up to 3 on one line at one time. And I'm looking for who's going to say it first. There it is. We've got it. Nurs. Oh, Nurs, you haven't won anything in a long time. Congratulations. Nurs said 27. And sure enough, it's Nurs. It's 27. So Nurs has cleaned house. Boop. Cleaning house, Nurs. Nurs Ratchet. Thank you, doll. I need an address from you today at the DetroitMushLab.net. And we'll send that out to you. We have beginner boxes. We have pop soil. We have pop rye berries. We have LC. We have tinctures. We have fruit. And coming this weekend, maybe Monday at the latest, will be our flower menu. The flower menu will be on the line. And we all know that's coming from Cleany up in New York. So we're going to be sending out some amazing flour. He's got his system all hooked up. He's waiting for some final drawing and packaging. And then we'll have a menu available on the site, just like we do for fruit. So that's my commercial to end the week. I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I just, again, thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being Brock's companion and friend. And bringing healing to people that need healing. And if I could tell you where he started 2 years ago to where he is today, I should be writing you guys all thank you letters. So have a beautiful, beautiful day. And we will see you guys Monday, Brock, Tuesday, me. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans. Thank you for your service. I mean that sincerely. And if anybody needs anything, you just reach out to Pops and let me know. Okay? Have a great weekend. I'm going to scroll you guys out. Thank you again. Kimberly and Saturn, Slingy and Niffy and Herbie Von Werby Kabop and Holly and File 12. I'll back up and say it's actually 13. Two Hawks, there he is. Thank you. Saturn and Niffy and Happy Dirt Dude, Nerdy and Morticia. Thank you, Morticia Ward. Thank you. Anthony and D. Anderson. Morticia Ward, please come back. D. Anderson, Ken Albu, Mary Michael, beautiful. Cleany and Bridgie. And Jesus Christ in Australia, stay away from the opium, you wallaby. Vegas, I love you. And Mizu, there's my little Kevin. Carry the happiness, Craigo. MDK, Billy D, Anthony the Hunter, Benny Pack, there's Mom, Mars, and Nippy, and Married Michael, and Nerdy, and Cleany, and Slingy, and our Shrooms, and Chad the Hamilton, Alan, and Free, hey Free, and Michael Brown, and JC, and Michael Brown, I know Tiffany's around. Laura, have a divine day. Jolie, she's looking pretty in New York. Bridgie, happy Veterans Day, brother. Holly M, Sandman, love you, Sandy. Keep up the great work out there. Deborah, Grady, File, Shy, love you. Thank you for your service. Marmars, Holly M, Slingy. Saska Mojo, Cleany, Exception, thank you. Mizu, Shy, Deborah, you're a pearl. Kent, Danny Singleton, thank you for all of your biz and everything, Danny. I really appreciate you, and your stuff's going out today that you didn't already get. Sling, Jimmy, Max, Holly, Herbie, Warby, Kebab, Kent, Happy, Hip Kitty, Meow, Jackson, hi Jackson, Carlotta, Daniel C, Bridgie, Married, Cleany, Carlotta, Hair Care, Mike Baraball, 5280 for about half of the day. I mean, all day. Moms, have a great weekend. I love you. Bellin Records, LOL. Holly and Herbie and City. City, I haven't seen you in a minute. File and Kenty and Holly and Deborah. And Mikey and Daniel and Kenty and JC and Hippie. And Skip, he's tripping right through the Dale. Michael Brown, there she is. Jesus Christ, Kenty. Geez, I got a lot to go through still. CCS, love you, man. Anthony, MDK, P. Hendricks, Married Michael, MDK, Carlotta, you know I love you. Married Mike Baraball, Kenty, Cleany Grow, MDK, Pop Peace. Spread kindness. It's an easy thing to do. Just practice. Boop.